In this short video, we're going to continue the series around Power BI licensing, focusing on licensing Power BI Premium. My name is Vicky Lee, an independent Microsoft licensing expert, and I'll be taking you through this session today. As we saw on the first Power BI video, there are a range of options available when licensing Power BI. First of all, we have the Power BI desktop. This allows users to download and use the desktop application to connect to data, create visualizations, reports and dashboards, and there's no license required for a user to download and use this tool. Then we have the Power BI free license, and here a user with a free license can only use the online Power BI service to connect to data and to create reports and dashboards in My Workspace for their own consumption. They can't share content with others or publish content to other workspaces. And then we have Power BI Pro, which is licensed via a user subscription license. And there's a monthly cost per user, and it is available as a standalone license, but is also included in Office 365 E5 and Microsoft 365 E5. It's required for users who are going to be sharing content and also for those who consume the shared content. So to highlight what I've just said, a license is needed to share and consume shared Power BI content. The main license needed is the Power BI Pro license. However, there are other options available, which we will look at in this video. And then there's Power BI Mobile, which gives us free apps for iOS and Android. However, the consumers of the reports do need a Power BI Pro license. And when someone looks at a report, they can annotate and send it on to someone else. And if they have a Power BI Pro license, they can click on the embedded link to view the whole report. Let's look at a licensing scenario to put this into practice. And if we find out something about our customer, they have 5,000 users, all of whom will consume Power BI content, and 70 of whom will create the shared content. So what licenses are required? Well, as everyone who creates or consumes shared content needs a license, we would see here that everyone would need a Power BI Pro license. So in this case, 5,000 Power BI Pro user subscription licenses. However, there is an alternative option available if you're licensing large numbers of users to consume shared content. So it is important to remember that we always need to license the content creators with a Power BI Pro licenses. But we can license the rest of the organization who are consuming shared content on a capacity basis via something called Power BI Premium. And this would mean in this scenario that we would need to license Power BI Pro for the 70 users who are creating the shared content, and then could license the rest of the organization to access the shared content via Power BI Premium. Nowadays, there are two ways in which you can license Power BI Premium, the capacity option and the per user option. And we're going to start with the capacity option. So here, Power BI Premium is sold via the P nodes as shown on this table. And customers can buy through the channels shown, the Enterprise Agreement, CSP and WebDirect. And you can see here the difference between the nodes is the number of cores supporting them. And the one you choose will depend upon how much power you need supporting the Power BI service. So the benefits of this service are that we don't need to license individual users to consume the shared content. We can license the capacity we need, and then an unlimited number of users can access the shared content without individual licenses required. And this, as you might imagine, does typically save some money. Remember, though, that the users sharing the Power BI content to Power BI Premium will still need a Power BI Pro license. There is also another benefit of Power BI Premium. Since all the users of the Power BI service are sharing the same set of machines, referred to as shared capacity, Controls are in place to make sure that a few users cannot monopolize all the shared capacity in the cluster and disrupt the quality of service for others. Many of the published restrictions of Power BI, like the 1 GB model size or the limitation on the number of refreshes per day, are driven by the need to secure excellent quality of service for everyone. So enter Power BI Premium. With dedicated capacity, there's the opportunity to move away from shared capacity and instead for customers to secure their own set of hardware resources to be used exclusively by their users. And when you work with Power BI, there's the ability to share dashboards and reports with users in a variety of ways. And when you license with Power BI Premium, you get the rights to share reports in Teams, SharePoint Online, via the Power BI service, and you can also embed them into apps. So we've seen that with the capacity option for Power BI Premium, you would select a P node based on the number of cores you want supporting your Power BI usage. However, you may find that you have unplanned spikes in your requirements for Power BI capacity. And rather than either having the service slowed down due to the spikes or licensing more cores than you need to cover those spikes, it is possible to auto scale the capacity, one virtual core at a time, over a 24-hour period to cover any spikes that may occur. Autoscale is purchased as an optional add-on to the Power BI Premium per capacity, and it's billed for via an Azure subscription. So when enabled, it will automatically use more virtual cores when the computing load on your Power BI Premium subscription would otherwise be slowed by its capacity, and can be managed to ensure that limits can be preset to control costs. So for example, you could limit the number of extra cores that could be used when auto-scaling. And the link on the slide is a really good one to look at if you want to see more information around how autoscale works with the Power BI Premium capacity. We know that organizations using Power BI need to license all users who publish shared content with Power BI Pro licenses, and then can choose to license the consumers of that content with further Power BI Pro licenses or subscribe to Power BI Premium, which we've just seen can be licensed on a capacity basis, allowing users to access the shared content without the need for individual Power BI Pro licenses. Well, there is also another option for licensing Power BI Premium, which is the Power BI Premium per user licensing option. This is an option that's licensed on a user basis as opposed to on a capacity basis. And here, for every user who is accessing the Power BI Premium per user features, you can purchase either the standalone Power BI Premium per user license, which includes Power BI Pro plus access to the premium features, or if you already have Power BI Pro licenses, can be purchased as an add-on to that license to give access to the premium features. And things to note, we are licensing on a user basis here as opposed to capacity. So every user who is accessing the Power BI Premium per user service needs a license to do so, regardless of whether they are sharing or consuming content on the service. And the Power BI Premium features that you can access do vary between the user and the capacity option. That concludes this short video. Thank you very much for watching. If you require any more information around Power BI Premium, please do contact TD SYNNEX.